Were you thirsty? You had water. I don't know why you're so thirsty. Hey, Larry. It might be just you. I'm not sure. I saw Connie in the chat a few minutes ago, but she might have gone to bed already. We had a doubleheader tonight, and it was the first game. First inning lasted an hour. I think they scored like 11 runs in an inning or something like that, something ridiculous, and so that pushed everything back. It was only supposed to be 2 7-inning games, and the first 7-inning game went every bit of 3 hours. All in this light. And the lighting is very bad. Yeah, we won both games. Yeah, the first game was 17 to 1, 17 to 2, I think. Something like it was 17 to something, 1 or 2. And second game was 6 to 2. You're just having a blast, aren't you, Wilson? Yeah, you're just having a blast, aren't you? Well, I'm trying to just take it away from you. I was trying to get you to chase it. Percy. Hey, Connie. I wasn't sure if I saw you in the chat a few minutes ago. I wasn't sure if you'd still be awake or not. I know you're an hour ahead of us. And it's late enough here. What's up, Hank? Hey, Evelia, or Evelie. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to say that. Yeah, I was telling Larry we were late getting here. Doubleheader night, and the first doubleheader, 1 inning was an hour long. So everything got pushed back after that.
Skip the fireworks, though. So.
Yeah, we did skip the fireworks. And it was Jersey auction night, so they walked out a bunch of people on the field who bid on jerseys, and then there was fireworks after that, so we've seen them.
The score of the first game was?
Yeah.
That's so bad. We missed the inning that they scored all the runs in.
Well, that was at 5 o'clock. That's when it started, and I was leaving work at 5 o'clock, so.
Well, I get to leave work at 4 on Fridays, but I had to go to Target for household stuff and some pet stuff, and didn't get to our house until 5, and so I feed everybody and get ready and come back. So. You guys are the cutest. I know their streams aren't as interesting during the day anymore since these guys and the other ones tend to sleep.
Yeah, and I don't know what's up with George and Doc and Lorraine. They've started sleeping like under the couch, out of sight every day now.
I was wondering where they were today before you went to the vet.
Yeah, Stella got her stitches out, and they weighed her, and Stella has put on a pound since she's been here.
That's a month or so, though.
And
overnight.
they looked at Lorraine, and the vet thinks that it's just a little inflammation from her probably playing too rough with George and Doc. And she got some extra antibiotics, and she'll take those for an additional 7 days after we've still got a little bit left to give them from the initial. I think they were supposed to get it for 10 days, but they gave me a whole new bottle, so we won't run out of that, and she'll get them a few days extra on top of that. But the vet didn't seem concerned, and I talked to Maggie's new owner to make sure she wasn't having the same issue, and they said no, that the only way you could even tell she had surgery was that her belly was still minus some hair.
Yeah, the rain's not as pretty big, but we looked online and that's apparently not abnormal in and of itself, but her incision was a little bit red and in fact it might have been seeping a little bit yesterday, so that's why he went ahead and took her in since he had to get Stella stitches out anyway.
And I needed to take some flyers for these guys too, which I took several down there today.
Good job. You didn't tell me that.
No, I forgot to tell you that, but I was trying to print 10, and apparently the pictures are really high resolution, and it takes them a while to process on the copier down there, so I loaded them up in the carrier and thought I was just going to stop off on the second floor and grab them off the copier, and they were just slowly printing out, and there was like 7 down there, so I just grabbed what I had on the copier and took those because I didn't want to stand there and wait. I was already running late getting over there anyway.
We didn't take our cat home to the vet today, the one who hadn't been eating right.
Yeah, now there's 2 more not eating.
Well, she ate some this morning, so we figured maybe she was getting back to it, but then 2 other youngest cats didn't want to eat their dry food this morning. So when I stopped at Target, I got some Fancy Feast, extra smelly animal product filled food. Oh, you hear him?
Yeah.
Because we feed them like grain-free, no animal byproduct type foods, but apparently like really smelly.
She can't hear what you're saying. You have to speak up.
What do I need to repeat?
I'll try to dictate
microphone?
for her, but
Covering the microphone?
I don't know. Maybe I am covering the microphone. Let's see if that's better. When I have the battery, I have to hold my... Hang on. Let's try something. You may be upside down for a second. Yeah, it says orientation is locked. Rotate device back. So I just have to hold it like this. But what she was saying is... Yeah. The one cat who was not eating ate some this morning. And she ate some of that. And 2 of our other cats decided they didn't want to eat this morning. So...
And they didn't want to eat the regular food this afternoon either, but I bought the cheaper Fancy Feast smelly food for them to see if they wanted to eat that, and they all 3 ate that this afternoon. So.
I mean, I don't know if it's some kind of feline bug or something, or what the deal is going on, but...
Because one of them is sometimes picky about not wanting to eat. The other one, like, would eat everyone's food if he could normally, so it's sort of weird for him to not be interested in food.
I think it's just all about that thing.
I won't give it up. Well, you have to let everyone else play with it. You can't have the whole thing, bud.
Holly, these guys are eating fine. We were talking about our cats at home. We've got 2 or 3 that have been acting kind of weird the past couple of days. They haven't wanted to eat.
But otherwise acting.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise they're fine. Mabel is grumpy as always, and the other 2 don't really act any different. They're just goofy and playful like they always are. But no problems with these guys eating.
It's always something with someone when you have this many.
Percy's getting a little pudge on him.
He's fluffy. He's just fluffy. You're just fluffy, aren't you?
But they'll be 11 weeks on Monday.
We didn't update the thing, but the others are 15 weeks today.
So next week I need to go ahead and schedule them for spay and neuter and the final shots.
When I was talking in here to myself or to whoever was in the room listening, I need to bring the scale tomorrow, weigh these guys. I
Okay.
think they're probably all 3
Hey,
pounds
Wilson.
by now, though.
Hey, Wilson. I really like Wilson.
He's shy. He's little and shy. He makes me think of Tubbo. Remember my cat Tubbo?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought at 15 weeks we would have them adopted for sure.
But since we adopted them younger last year. What was it? Probably about 9 weeks. We let them all go. But we didn't have them fixed beforehand or arrange to have them fixed. So that, that delays stuff a little bit since, like we told you guys before, we're not a shelter, so we can't just walk in and say, fix them in 8 weeks.
Yeah, and I don't know how the shelter does that, but
I think it's just because otherwise they probably won't get fixed.
maybe so.
Like how vouchers don't necessarily end up working. You can't always trust people to do it. Obviously we could. We're very picky about who we're letting them go to, but shelters can't necessarily turn away as many people as we could with their volume of animals.
Yeah, I shared a video of a shelter that's probably 40 minutes south of here. 30 or 40 minutes south of here, and they are just overrun with cats. I think she said they had about 200 cats, and they had not euthanized any of them just because of population control, trying to keep the numbers down. But they were in dire need to do something.
Yeah, the shelters around here, there aren't a whole lot that are like strict no-kill. Some of them, are limited kill, and try not to do it for no reason but not having space. But it's a big problem here in the southeast with unwanted cats and dogs. So
I think it's probably worse here than, I don't know. I've never lived anywhere else, but it's just all the time somebody's posting, hey, I got this dog, I don't have time for it anymore. Somebody want this dog? And you just want to slap somebody. Why did you get a dog? I mean, did your schedule change that much between the time you got the dog and now?
yeah,
Same with cats. Oh, he deserves more attention than I have time to give him, and it's ridiculous.
we're very strict believers in the fact that once you have an animal, it's
Which
your
is why we have
responsibility.
8 cats at home.
That's why we have so many animals. We understand that, life stuff happens and there's legitimate reasons that people can't keep all the animals that they've had. But the shelter posts, the stories of animals that have been turned into them or whatever. And sometimes it's, these people adopted a puppy and then they decided they don't have enough time for a puppy, so they return the puppy now that it's an older puppy. Learn something about puppies before you adopt one.
Well, the worst excuse is, I don't have the time that he deserves. He just deserves more time than I have to give him. Well, why did you get an animal to begin with?
Well, we don't have enough time for all the ones we have, but we make time.
Yeah.
We cut everything else out of our lives except cats, dogs, work, sleep, and the occasional baseball game, which we always come up here afterwards.
Well, I'm looking forward to the time when all these guys are adopted and the weather starts cooling off and our lab can stay outside during the day. He loves to be outside, but it's too hot to leave him outside while we're at work, so we leave him inside.
He grumbles every time he goes into his crate.
Yep. So
They have to be in their crates because they've destroyed couches, so otherwise we let them.
but we gave him the big crates, so they have plenty of room to move around, and I figure they're just going to lay around and sleep anyway, even if they're not in the crate. At least they're doing it in the air conditioning.
When we have days off, all they do is lay near us.
Look, I've already had struggles with my work shoes being destroyed. I don't need my shoelaces here.
I
Being
think we told
destroyed.
him he got out the other day.
Who?
Jenny.
Oh yeah, our neighbors brought our dog back because I went out. We live in an old house where
Too mean.
our washing machine
Is in the kitchen.
it's in the kitchen, And our dryer is in an outside utility room that you have, I mean, you have to walk out of the back door and go around the side of the house to put clothes in the dryer, which is awful. I can't wait to have a laundry room one day, but anyway.
I think it was probably because of fire hazards.
Yeah.
In the olden times.
Because it was a gas dryer. There's a gas hookup in there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I went to go get clothes, either put clothes in the dryer or take clothes out of the dryer. I don't remember, but apparently I left the gate open, and Vinny got out. And we heard a knock at the door, and it's like, "Is this your dog?" Because we have a tag with the address and the phone number and everything on it. It's like, yeah. He was just running around over here, so I felt like a terrible pet owner for a minute. But we got him back. He yelled out.
They've gotten out a couple of times before, and that's one of the reasons that Allie can't be outside. She has a freak out about neighborhood children and noises and car doors.
Trucks and airplanes and thunder and
everything.
Anything that makes noise.
She's some kind of collie mix street dog stray that we got when she was 3 months old or so. They found her around this office.
Yeah, this office has produced many of our pets.
Yeah. But, yeah. One time when we weren't there and they were outside, she had to freak out about something and yanked on the chain link fence gate until she, like, pulled it back enough to have a hold to escape.
Yeah, she destroyed our chain link gate. Long story short, with her mouth.
And then other times she'll go hide underneath our storage building, which I don't even know how she does it because there's barely enough room for a dog her size to fit under there, but she wiggles under there when she doesn't want to be out in the open where she can hear the things that are freaking her out.
We've been over here playing with the cats, or the kittens the whole time. Hey, what are you doing? You don't need to go in the drawer.
There's toys in there.
But I was going to bring you over to see Stella, even though it's a little dark over here. Can't really see that either, but no more stitches. She is all healed up. And she has no more pellet in her side. And her belly looks good from her spay surgery. No problems there. But she is out. I think we're going to get some of the Feloy spray or something to put in here.
Well, I have Nature's Miracle, like I was telling him in the car. I have a Nature's Miracle, like, soothing, de-stressing cat spray. And we have some Feloy plug-ins at home that we've used for our cats. She doesn't care about toys around us at all. I was trying to entice her. But we don't like leaving them plugged in when we're not in the house because we've read things about them like melting and catching on fire and stuff, so. We only plug them in when we're around to monitor them, so we wouldn't plug them in up here without being here to monitor. But for the time being, we can try the Nature's Miracle spray up here. I think you're supposed to spray it in places that they tend to hang out, so.
She said to spray it under the desk.
Yeah, spray it where she lays.
Which is under this thing. All the time.
Spray it in that corner too, where she occasionally goes. Spray it by the window.
Well, I guess we should go and see the other cats, because we're at like 20 minutes in here.
Oh, that's what happens.
And I put Clara back in there already.
I tried to let her out, she didn't want out.
There's Lily. Stumpy. They're not used to people being up here this late. You can't tell that she's offspring of Stella, can you? Yeah, we used it because our tuxedo cat always attacks our long-haired. Oh, no, Lorraine. Hang on, I gotta wrangle some cats here. Our tuxedo cat always attacks our long-haired calico. I mean, it's just like as soon as he catches a glimpse of her, he's going for her. And I don't know if he thinks it's a game or what, but he attacks her all the time, and it sounds worse than it ever really is, I think, because Mabel, the calico, carries on and hisses and yowls and all that, but I don't think anybody's ever scratched anybody or drawn blood. But we tried the feel away in an attempt to get them to be calm and get along with one another, but it didn't do much for that, unfortunately. It's like a Jackson Galaxy project, but if he comes in our house, he's going to say the problem is, well, you have too many. Okay. Hopefully that's working better now. It's telling me I have a bad connection, but at least it's connected. So y'all let me know if it's terrible and I'll try something else. Does it seem to be okay? I'm not getting any bad connection errors anymore like I was. Okay, good. George. We have a new router up here, and I moved one of the old ones. I don't know, something's going on with the camera in the other room where I can't run it on Ethernet. It has to be connected on Wi-Fi. But we do have a new Wi-Fi router up here, and I actually put another one in the room where the other camera is just to keep it closer. But for some reason this room in the corner over here doesn't want to cooperate when it comes to doing these on the phone, because I always get low signal warnings and whatnot. And if somebody's standing right here, like in front of the bookshelf, it blocks the Wi-Fi and we'll get disconnected. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. Hello, Clara. Clara says she wants back out. I don't know if I can let her back out without letting George out. Let's see. Clara wants out. George can't go out.
I know. Everyone just wants to escape so bad.
Larry, I'm waiting to hear back. The week that she came, she said her husband was out of town that weekend, and then the following weekend and this weekend they were out of pocket going to the lake or something like that, and that she would follow up with me the next week. So I'm hoping to hear something Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometime next week. But I have not communicated with her again.
I just love her face. I've loved her face since the beginning.
Your face is blocking her face in the light.
Either I block the light.
I have a spare router at home I might bring up here just for the sake of doing these things, because I can hardwire it on the other side of the room over there, and it'll be the only thing running off of it.
Just jumped into my face, fool.
But we're an all Apple product office, I think, with very few exception, and the airport routers that Apple puts out are great, but the range is something to be desired.
I think these walls and structural supports for the rest of the building must be substantial.
And I'm sure you guys heard us talk about in the other rooms how we've hit our head on things, and it's the same deal in here where the ceiling kind of comes down and goes into this weird corner, and then you've got this thing going on, and all this geometry probably plays a part in that.
I just love how their faces are so different.
They all have different faces.
And hopefully it hasn't put me back on the other router in there.
Telling me very bad connection.
Yes.
I don't know how to switch between routers on mine.
Well, I manually switched on mine, but I think it just goes.
Well, I mean, while I'm streaming.
Oh, yeah, I just have to.
Get to it without pausing the video.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much what I had to do a minute ago. If the connection gets really bad and choppy, you guys let me know and I'll look again.
Why is everyone staying still?
But it's telling me very bad connection, but my Wi-Fi signal says I'm doing fine.
I think Doc might look just like Tabby.
He could.
Might have slightly squintier eyes. I don't know. Hard to say.
Alright, you guys just hang on a second. The video will pause for just a minute, but I'll be right back. Don't know why it's doing that.
Look at her little face. Lorraine's little face. Look at it.
I look at it every day.
It is the best little face. I just love it. It is so sweet and spunky. Like, you can tell she's got an attitude.
She did get a little attitude today at the vet.
Like we said when we briefly introduced them to the other kittens, none of them were very happy about it. Maggie was the most accepting. Lorraine was the least accepting. She was full of piss and vinegar. Is that the thing?
Yeah. Yeah, we just sent the lady at the rescue who maintains that site some new pictures of everybody, because the other ones were getting a little dated. These guys have grown a lot since the first pictures we had up there. Well, I won't say they've grown a lot. They've started looking more like adult cats than they did. We'll put it that way. They're not a lot bigger. Lorraine is over 4 pounds though. They weighed her today. 4.3 something. Ah, Doc!
It's been good to me once already today.
Did he dig his claws into your spine?
Every time. I think the two boys were already over 4 pounds. When Maggie wasn't quite 3, I think they were already over 4. So.
Yeah. But this one is the escape artist. Every time you open the door now.
What? You telling us something? What do you got to say, George?
It's fine when the cool cats don't have sharp claws, which Lorraine and Stella both got their claws trimmed today. We need to trim these two.
Yeah. I got claw trimmer, claw clippers at home and we never brought them in.
They still aren't as bad as what they were initially, but they're starting to get long and sharp again.
Hey, oh, Lorraine.
What?
Did they pull it open to look at it?
No.
It looks really red.
It looked really red at the vet today too. She said.
What are we doing now?
It's disconnecting me. Sorry again, you guys. I will bring that.
Lorraine's still a little bit roly-poly and fluffy, but the boys, and especially George, are just long and lean. Oh! like his white markings though. Our orange tabby at home is just solid orange, like how Maggie was solid gray.
You better not talk bad about my orange tabby at home. About how he's not as pretty as George.
He doesn't have boots. He's solid. He's a little bit darker orange, thicker stripes, more like Marty was, but again, no white markings on him anywhere. He has freckles on his nose and in his mouth. I don't know if these guys will get them eventually or never have them.
Uh-oh.
Go!
Well, I think our charging thing is out of juice. And I'm at 19%, so my phone is going to turn off in a minute if I don't go ahead and end this.
Alright.
And it's 10 minutes until midnight, and Connie, you're an hour ahead of us, so it's ridiculous o'clock where you are. So I think we're going to wrap this and go home.
We will be back in the morning.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll do live stream. Maybe we'll do live stream early tomorrow. Stream late visit if we could just come in and feed everybody and hang out for a minute and go home. So
If we go to a game again.
yeah, so just be on the lookout. We'll try to give you a heads up if we're going to do the close-up early tomorrow. I suspect we probably will, but don't expect us at 8 and don't expect us at 8 a.m. sharp or anything, because it's almost midnight and I'm going to sleep in tomorrow. But anyway, thank you, Larry. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Connie. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Scrolling back. I think, yeah, Larry, Connie, and Holly, I think, are all, and Evelia. But thank you all. We will see you again tomorrow, and I'll leave you with Doc on his perch. Say bye, Doc.